Hi there, my name's Alistair Kennedy and I'm the Sociable social worker, and I give practical advice to those wanting to foster and adopt and to social workers. And in this video today, we're going to look at the mistakes that AYSE students make and also that newly qualified social workers make and how to avoid them in your placements or your first job. So if you want to know how to avoid mistakes in social work, stay tuned. So, mistake number one, thinking that you can manage all your clients' needs. Large caseloads are still prevalent in AYSE and for newly qualified social workers. If that's the case, and that's what I've heard, let me know down in the comments, will you? Because I'd be really quite interested to find out if that's the case. And what you need to do is work out the kind of risk-reward ratio for all of your clients' needs and do the best you can. Mistake number two, learning from others and not having allies around you that can help your practice. I've said this in various other videos about the allies that I made, social work assistants, but there's nothing worse than a know-it-all social worker. So you come out of uni thinking, well, I don't have any weaknesses, but you do, and you need to have an ally. And don't pretend that you know it all. So, for example, I've had social work students and newly qualified social workers who I've been talking to about practice, and they'll go, oh yeah, section 27 form C MPT access, yeah, I can do that, I know that. And then they're running out the door and they're going Google. Be honest, fess up. If you don't know something, just tell your new manager or your assessor that you don't know it. Mistake number three, don't be so solution focused. When I started as a newly qualified social worker, I was very solution focused. I'd amassed all that theory and all that knowledge and I wanted to use it. And I had this clients who were drug users and their child had been fostered, and it was a revolving door, and they had masses of case files, masses of them. And I said, right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the case file, I'm going to start a new case file, I'm going to go into them and I'm going to say, right, today we start afresh. Change is going to happen. Didn't. All they wanted was a listening ear. All they wanted to was explore if they could get their child back. They didn't need action, man. They didn't need action, women. And sometimes that's all it takes to work with clients, is just that listening ear and to start things afresh with compassion and continuity and consistency. Mistake number four, you feel confused because people don't take to you. Now, I see this a lot in YouTube videos by other social workers, and they say things like, the clients didn't like me. I'm trying to help these people and they just won't engage with me. Well, involuntary clients might not even speak to you and, or be rude to you all the time. If you look on some social work forums, and there's a good Facebook forum, and I saw the other day where a woman said, I woke up this morning 9 a.m, I was at work and I had been sworn at, spat at and verbally abused before 9:30. You need big shoulders, don't take it to heart. Mistake number five, you need to let go of perfection. If you're a control freak like me, that can be quite hard because I'm quite a perfectionist. And at times there's going to be loads of competing demands. You're going to have court, you're going to have assessments, you might have to tell a child they're moving from a foster placement, and that's just all in one day. And then you've got that assessment and that data protection issue that you have to deal with, and that court report that needs to be writing. And I remember when I was newly qualified, I moved jobs. I moved jobs after 3 years, and a newly qualified social worker mentioned to me about an old initial assessment I'd done. And I remember being so overwhelmed when I was writing that assessment and so busy that if I'd actually written it to the best of my ability, that actually what would have happened, I would have just been a big massive sweaty heap on the floor. So do you know what? Sometimes just doing enough to get by is okay. It's okay to just do enough to get by, as long as it doesn't jeopardise anybody's safety or any of your values are tarnished. So another mistake that I've never made, and you're not going to believe me, is I don't take work home. I never have taken work home. I've always managed my time really effectively to make sure that I never had to take work home and it affected my home life. And you're probably sitting there going, aye, whatever, yeah, you've probably never worked, whatever. And time management is a skill. It needs to be learned, and I've got a video on that as well. but it takes time to perfect. So finally, you're not the mistake. When you make a mistake, keep in mind it doesn't define you as a person. Try not to jump to conclusions about your worth or your value. No one's perfect, and it's just all right to be. That's okay. You'll see on Instagram people will write things like, "Well, there's no mistakes. There are only lessons," which actually I might sound a bit cliched, and it's a bit of an Insta quote. But actually, the message is quite strong, isn't it? Everybody makes mistakes. Everyone has to deal with them. I suppose it's how you recover. That's what makes the difference. It's how you recover, and that's what defines you. I'm hoping that the strategies and the mistakes that I've outlined will help you in your new roles, whatever you're going to be doing, and I wish you the best of luck. You'll be great. You'll be absolutely fantastic. Everybody makes mistakes. Even qualified social workers like me, we make absolute whoppers. So don't worry and don't let it define you. Thanks for your time.